Um, I wanted to share an experience that Ramone had wanted me to share. I had just spoken with him. Um, he said in this experience, he was sitting and doing the new you, or he was just doing the new you. And as he was doing the new you, he had this awareness or this view that something was sort of blocking him or trying to interfere, like it did not want him to sing the new you. And so he said that he had gotten a little like upset that, that he wanted to sing the new you and, not to be sort of interfered with, but had gotten upset sort of in that way. And he said that once that happened, once he got upset, it sort of disappeared, or this sort of effect of sort of being restricted or being confronted with whatever this was it started to pass. And he said that as it started to pass, he got the awareness, his view opened up to where he could see two men in camouflage uniforms. And he was not sure if they were remote viewers or if they were um, something like that, but they looked like maybe they worked for like a government agency. But anyways, he was saying that he was shocked to see that the government, the military, was using these psychic seers, remote viewers, to do these kinds of attacks on people, that they seem to have maybe like a whole kind of division for it. And so he said that usually he's confronted with people from occultic rituals, or maybe like occultic paths more so, that they kind of target the new friends more so, or maybe just him more so. But he said that he was shocked to see military doing it as well. So that's the experience he wanted me to share. Thank you.
Hey, Jeremy. Yeah, that's old news. Of course, they've been doing that for the longest time. That's all their projects. What is it? Secret Service, see all this stuff, etc. So, yeah, that's going on everywhere. And this is where too, when you see things on Facebook or whatever, individuals say like learn astral projection or remote viewing and all these things. It can be lots of times that these individuals are collecting people to see who has the awareness or the ability to do these things, because they want more and more people like this, you see, and making them think that, oh, you can work for the government, we'll pay you, and you can help out, you need national security, all this nonsense. I suggest to see the old movie with George C. Scott called Firestarter. Or what's her name? She was a little girl. She was in E.T. What's her name now? She's a big movie star today. But anyhow, with George C. Scott, called Firestarter, and it shows you exactly what they're doing. Yeah, this is constantly going on, etc. And so, yeah, when Ramone's being interrupted, we are all being interrupted. You just simply face it. It's nonsense. Someone's going to try and distract you or do something, etc. But yeah, that's very, very good. But it's all over. Yeah, the police, the military, the FBI, CIA, the governments, they all use psychic seers and whatever, and they they put people through tests in that. These are these drug trial things that are out there with doctors and stuff. It's the same thing too. They want to see who has extra perception, etc. And then they approach them in a certain way and see if they'll agree to whatever. And they'll even hire them and pay them to go through, training. And there was another film here in the last 10 years or so with George Clooney, Men Who Stare at Goats. And it shows exactly, I can't, Sea Hunt. Val would know, Sea Hunt. What's his name? He was on Seinfeld too. Anyhow, his son is in the movie, but George Clooney's in it. And it shows the military had hired, the government had hired this one kind of hippie fella to come in and bring people in and, unveil their so-called psychic powers or whatever. So that's just one of many. It's all over the place. and the reptilians, etc. So they're getting as many as they can to agree, but it's friggin' everywhere. It's all infested, and Reiki masters and all this other stuff. They all do it. They're all part of it. They're all chained into it, but a lot of them don't know that. And people that are, doing this energy or this light thing or this blessing thing, they're transferring of energies. And basically, Paul's old path, Ekankar, that's what Joni is doing. She has bands of witches that go around and influence people. There's different ways to do this. I'm going to say this is interesting to note because I went through Paul's path. I was there in 1970 as Rebazar prompted me to get into it. And so I did. And Paul passed away in 1971. And just before he passed away, he had written a book, but only 7 chapters, The Secret Knowledge of Dreams. And I received the original copy of that right before he passed away. And then Darwin completed the next 5 chapters, which were really kind of duh. But you won't find that book. You won't find that book there because they don't want people to know about dreams. And right before Paul passed, within that year, he replaced the God idea, basically, but they still used it with the word Sugmod. And this at first became a little bit strange, and I didn't really recognize it at the time, but I do now. And that is that Paul set that up as, okay, it's like saying, this is it, it's done. And so there's the hint. So replacing it with the old God idea, because he propelled Ekankar with the God idea, but then again it was done. And even in the Tiger's Fang, one of the chapters was referred to God is dead. And so there are hints within all of that, all of what Paul did, as into the future position as to when I was to come in and do this and present this. And that is the old stuff, etc. But the people that are still there, even higher initiates that I knew, still have been there for the longest time, they don't see it. They don't see it at all. And so that word Sugmod was actually, it's like he was saying, okay, I'm putting this here and see who sees it, but it's all done. It's all finished. It's no good anymore. And so we have Darwin and Harold. They're playing their roles, but it was just, I was to stay there and to be prepared. And also, things weren't ready at the time until 2001. So the idea was that I was to see what not to do, which was fine. So I was just living my life, but on the real side, Rebazar was giving me at the time all the initiations up to the 14th circle. And even I had a friend, girlfriend at the time in book 2 that was, it's called Heather, but her name is Christina. She was with me on that. She verified it. Rebazar and Gopal really liked her, but she decided to go back and control her family. So that's where she is now, etc. And these people, whatever. But the real guys really care for people that are very sincere and honorable, but most people love their personal attachments, so that's where they go, and they'll just go into more lifetimes. But I've been through a heck of a lot of experience and seen this all. And again, this is the real wake up here to recognize the real you. It's so cool and it's so precious. New you.